UTMB, the Olympics of trail running, the best athletes, the trail running athletes around the globe getting there and try to run 100 miles around the Mont Blanc. The race that every photographer or filmmaker in trail running community want to be part of, but it's not so easy to get spot on. There are few ways to get into UTMB as the media crew. Probably one of the hardest one is to be official UTMB photographer, and then it's literally UTMB invites you to be their own photographer for the event. Then you got access to every zone during the race. Second is being part of the brand. Then brand pays the fee for you to be there as the official photographer for their own team. Like, I think this is one of pretty hard one as well, because the brand have to pay 5,000 euros to get you in to be official photographer for their own brand. And the third is to be part of the newspaper, magazine, like trail running portal, anything. And that was my case. I was connected to Kingrunner Ultra, this like Polish magazine writing about ultra running, trail running and stuff like that. And they gave me the permit to be a UTMB photographer this year. First race was OCC, one of the shortest one, and I think this year super competitive with Stian Angermund, Tony and others racing it. It was insane. You could see speeds like Golden Trails type of races, and to be on the last mountain where they passed me, it was crazy to see how still fast they were running downhills and this type of sections. And you could see a lot of guys were on the like limit, but they still tried to compete. Second race I was photographing was OCC, and I was mainly around the finish line, as I want to capture the start of UTMB, and it's impossible to get to middle of the race if you want to capture the start of UTMB. Then I decided to stay on the finish line and capture the finishers of the CCC and see the start of UTMB. And UTMB, the main race of the festival, I would say the hardest in the way to photograph, because you have so many photographers and it's very hard to capture it in a unique way. Then what I tried to do, instead of be close to the start line, I was going I think around 1k or 2k's from the start line to capture the leading guys and girls, and just to see the emotion and like the crowds cheering them up. And what makes it possible, I was able to, like, I think I was only one of few photographers in this area, instead of like bunch on the start line that usually happens. After that, as I said, I decided to stick to the finish line, which is not far from the start line of UTMB, and capture CCC. And then I followed the runners along the side next day. I didn't stick to the leaders during the race. I just wanted to follow the race and see normal people along the course. And I think it's always better because you get this emotion and you see all these tired faces. And I was on the few checkpoints, or not checkpoints, but on the few spots along the course. And then I was photographing quite a bit on the drop-off bags, like before the final stretch of the course, around 150 kilometers. And what makes this course, or What makes this race difficult to photograph? It's the logistic. It's not easy to get to the places you want to photograph, because first of all you have a lot of traffic, lot of photographers. You don't want to be one of the, I don't know, hundreds there. You just want to find your own spot and try to be unique. Then I was searching for this type of spots. On UTMB, it's so many photographers that you have hundreds of beautiful photographs and with stunning views. But you want to do something different. You need to search for emotion, otherwise your pictures will not stand out from the crowds. Then I think the best way is to just search for the emotions, not for the trails, because then you will be one of the hundreds. This year I would say there are like many photographs that are almost the same from different photographers, because you see many people being in the same spot. Then in this type of race, try to be unique, try to search for different location and try to search for emotions. And that will be my best advice to photograph UTMB and also any other race, because the emotions are the key element in this type of races. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe and see you next time.